Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor. We're back in Câr Bronach, and it seems today we will be finishing off everything we're missing in this area. As I told you at the end of the last episode, I was gonna take the time to advance some of the Slayer deeds, but still leave them to be completed on the episode, and that's just what I did. You can see I'm really close to completing all 4 of them. It only took me about half an hour, a little bit more, to get to this point, so all in all it wasn't that bad, but I still think that's something you wouldn't have liked to see. I also took the time to advance the bounties that I could, but I couldn't get them all done because that would have meant completing the Iron Crown Slayer deed in the process, and that's not something that I was looking forward to, so we still have something else left to do. Now, here we are, level 138. That's awesome. We're so close to cap now. And we have, well, another bounty and a couple deeds to complete. So for that one, I think gonna complete these deeds with you on camera before we go to advance the Legacy of Durin. And I mean, we are really close to finishing everything we have left on this area, so I think that's something that for now we're gonna leave that for last. And hopefully by the time we complete all the Slayer deeds and all the deeds of Câr Bronach, we are really close to doing that. By the time we do that, I hope we'll also get the pop-up for the Jewel of Zidir-nesad, the new quest, before we move on towards the end of the Legacy of Durin. So a lot of things, but hopefully we'll be able to do that. If the game doesn't lag on us, come on, move. We got a lot of things to do today, and I, once again, think we should be okay for the most part. I hope that one episode will be enough to cover everything we have to do in here, including coming back for the jewel. Even though that might take a little bit longer, but as far as I remember, I didn't consider checking this before the episode, but as far as I remember, you will not be coming back to Câr Bronach at all after this. So it would still be best to take care of the jewel before we leave this place for good. We still need to return here when we get to doing the Trophy Hunter deed of Gundabad. But once again, when I do that, I want to focus exclusively on hunting those trophies. So I still think it's best for me to complete everything else in Câr Bronach in the meantime. So we have completed Beast Layer Advanced, some reputation. Wheat is now level 82, but since we have just leveled up, we have also unlocked rank 83 on our virtues. So we're gonna just take a quick look at this. There you have it, 5 LOTRO points, reputation and virtue XP. Now we have Slayer of Câr Bronach, 1 out of 4. We're gonna get a lot of things today. That's exciting. So we have here the first 5 LOTRO points of the day. We don't need to worry about any more beasts, so we're gonna skip them for the time being. In here, we just gotta defeat 2 whites, I think it is. This should be it. There we go. That's Slayer of Câr Bronach. So now Wit is level 83 and Determination is about to hit level 83 as well. So let's check that. Death Slayer of Câr Bronach advanced, 5 LOTRO points, 2000 virtue XP. So we're gonna do Determination now. We're gonna cap Determination when we complete the Giant Deed, which is next. I believe that's what's gonna happen. Usually there are a few giants around this place. Yeah, we just need to defeat one more. Come on. Ah, come on. There we go. Giant Slayer of Câr Bronach. Determination is level 83. Now we are doing Confidence. This is going really quick. This is what I wanted to do this with you. It's amazing seeing this. Giant Slayer of Câr Bronach, another 5 LOTRO points and 2000 virtue XP. Confidence, yeah, we're doing that right now. 5 LOTRO points. We are only missing the Iron Crown Slayer, and that will also give us the chance to complete, I believe that's the last bounty. Because I think we cannot do another run of Bone Amulets and War Dispatches. And this should be the last run of the Wicked Daggers bounty as well. So, well, that's what I think. I'm gonna go back to Grumaghat and double check that really quick. We're not gonna take that quest just yet. But let me check. Bone Amulets. Yep. And War Dispatches. Yeah, those two are done. Yeah, I think. Let me get my milestone here back in Grumaghat. I think it's gonna be a little bit easier for when we come back to doing the Jewel of Zidir-nesad. We're about to complete these. So let me take a quick look at this actually. On this side we're gonna get 2000 virtue XP, another 2000 virtue XP, and then another 3000. That's gonna be 7000 virtue XP that we're gonna get. So that means we're gonna most likely cap Confidence and then Loyalty and Valor most likely. So that's what's gonna happen. That'll be great. So we're gonna go back to attack Fogarach, and in there we'll complete the deed. We'll also get all the Wicked Daggers that we need for the bounty, and that's also the place at which we can pick up the Legacy of Durin where we left it. We will need to do a quick refresher in that one. I think I didn't even pick the quest because it was better doing the Drearspire, the landscape version of the Drearspire on it. And because as soon as you complete this portion of the Legacy of Durin, you will be sent back to to Zidir-nesad, to the Steepset, as far as I remember. So it's better to save that for last. The Legacy of Durin here in Câr Bronach is really short. Câr Bronach overall is a really short area. I already told you what I think about it. I don't think we got anything with Karza in here. I find that a little bit weird. I don't know. Maybe we'll get another quest with Karza at some point. Is that the case? I don't know. I mean, she or he belongs to the scouting party from Mutan. Mutan, her scouts who were ambushed when they came to Câr Bronach, but I don't think we have checked anything about her. Come here. Alright. We'll need to grind a few more of these guys for the daggers, but that's gonna be okay. There we go. So let's get here and check all this really quick. We have Ironcrown Slayer of Câr Bronach final. Confidence got to level 81. No! Confidence is so low. We need to get so many levels in here. We're not gonna cap all our virtues. The Slayer of Câr Bronach, confidence got to level 82. And Deeds of Câr Bronach. So confidence got to level 83. And now we're getting experience towards valor. We got some marks, we got some embers. 25 LOTRO points. That's great. Another hunter here, maybe grinding the deeds as well. So, Ironcrown Slayer final, 5 LOTRO points, 2000 virtue XP. Slayer of Câr Bronach, 10 LOTRO points, 2000 virtue XP. And Deeds of Câr Bronach, another 10 LOTRO points on marks, virtue XP, and embers. I think I'm really close to hitting the cap on embers, so I'll need to keep an eye open for that. 25 LOTRO points in total, plus the other 15. That's 40 LOTRO points in about 10 minutes of screen time. We're still missing a lot of daggers in here. You see, that's what I didn't complete this bounty off screen. That was bound to happen. Sadly, we have not unlocked the new Zidir-nesad quest. But it should be coming anytime soon now. We can complete that bounty at Grumachat, but I kind of think we can leave that for later. A little bit later. So, quick recap here. The Angmarim were moving an artifact from Angmar, and it seems they are keeping it at the Drearspire. When we came here to investigate, Venko thought he saw his brother in the distance, but his brother is dead, so there's something strange going on about here. Let's see what Imák has to say.
The vision that troubled Venko must be the result of some Angmarim ritual.
I think I know just where we will find the source of it. Why do they call their tower Turfoar, the Drearspire? If those orders you recovered are to be believed, it may be that the complement of guards promised by Magid the Scather has not yet been dispatched to fortify the tower. Let us sneak inside and put an end to whatever magic these cultists think to unleash. We will all be the better for it, and Venko not least of all. Let's go.
The Drearspire awaits us. Are you ready?
Always ready. Let's go, Imák. On your mark.
We must learn if it is an Angmarim ritual within the Drearspire that causes these worrisome visions. If it is, we will stop it.
That we will, but just as I thought, just as soon as you port from one area to the other, you get the pop-up for the jewel quests. So let's get this one right now. Risty Graver, the greatest foreman of the Ironfold, has learned the location of the secret jewel of Amat. While the jewel has been found, it will take a skilled hero to recover it and return it to the throne. You should seek out Risty Graver as soon as you're able. I think I remember where that jewel is located, but we'll need to do this first. The snow has begun. It is not yet very heavy, but if it gets worse, perhaps it will mask our approach. Let us try to do this without fighting, if we can. I wager the answers we seek will be on an upper level of the tower, and the further we can get without making noise, the more we will learn. Agreed? Good. Let's go.
Where have the guards gone?
Very good question.
It's awfully quiet. I'll not complain, but it is strange. Over here! A side door we can use.
Convenient.
This side door seems promising. And unguarded?
It's a shame that we didn't see this door when we were questing here the last episode, but well, this is only for the epic, of course. Still, we have seen no guards, and it seems to me we might have walked right up to the front door of the tower, if that was our wish. We have either been very fortunate to this point, or it is a trap. Let us use this side entrance. It may allow us to surprise any Angmarim that might lie in ambush for us within the Drearspire. Loud mechanisms operate noisily inside Tour 4, but the halls are empty. Come over here just a moment, Garliff. You know the drill by now. Sadly, we cannot... Oh, okay, we can. We can toggle our personal light, and that works better to get these two guys on the picture. Alright. A tower of this size could hold a battalion of Angmarim in Beriathan, and our prior scouting revealed that recently it did. Where then have the cultists gone? Let us proceed, and let caution be the watchword.
Onward, but remain alert.
Right behind you. Talk to Venko. Alright, so you see here there's this door that right now is closed. We kind of explored this when we were doing the landscape quests of the Drearspire, but right now we cannot go there. But as far as I know, I have not seen this for myself, but as far as I know, brawlers will be able to explore this area during this instance, and this is when the vision from the Mirror of Galadriel will come true for all brawlers. But my brawler still has a lot of things to do before we can go. We can come here, so I would love to see what brawlers discover in this place, but maybe that'll have to wait unless I can look that up really quick. I don't know if there is any information of this, but we'll check that later. I hear the voices of Angmarim from just ahead, Beriathan. Let us advance slowly and see if we can eavesdrop on their conversation. Let us remain out of sight, and we may learn what they seek to do here in Câr Bronach and elsewhere. He turns to address your stout-axed companion. Imák, you stay here and guard the path of our escape in the event we need it, but we will try to avoid being seen by these villains. Maybe brawlers go with Imák, I don't know. Come, Beriathan, and make as little noise as possible.
Fine, but don't be long.
Did you hear that?
No. What did you hear?
I'm not sure. Maybe it was nothing.
You've been jumpy ever since you came back from Barad Gúlaran. What happened to you, Kovira?
Oh, jeez.
Ever since we brought the Máltagar here.
Algar called it the Fell Graver.
I don't like it, Mornair. You know I fear nothing, but there's something wrong with that artifact.
Aralif, please.
I only carried it for a short time, but even that was too long. Did I tell you I saw Gorgar?
But she died months ago.
I saw her standing not 10 feet from me, just as she was in life.
But how? You think the Fell Graver showed her to you?
I don't know. But But I am glad Rúvaran has taken it away.
What does he plan to do?
There are some warding runes preventing passage to a sacred lake at the Dwarves. He plans to break them with the Máltagar.
Well, good luck to him. Sometimes I wonder if Govard was the luckiest of us, after all.
I wonder.
That was it. Our investigation has borne fruit, Beriathan. It seems the strange occurrences within Câr Bronach are not entirely understood by the Angmarim cultists themselves. But there is reason for us to leave this tower and with haste. The Angmarim leader Rúvaran now possesses an artifact with which he hopes to break the ruins on Gloomingtarn, where stand the still waters of the sacred lake of Durin. We will set aside the mysteries of Câr Bronach for now. Rúvaran and his Angmarim must be opposed. As you see here, they take you back to the Witch Gate, so that's why I wanted to complete the deeds before completing the instance, because then we're about to re-enter Gundabad, basically.
Let us meet up at the Witch Gate.
We need to bring word of the Angmarim intention to break the wards on the Gloomingtarn. Let us climb the path to the Witch Gate itself, and then we will bring this urgent message together. So, it seems that wasn't a trap at all. From what I gathered, now that the Angmarim have a way of breaking the runes that guard the access to Gloomingtarn, they have just left to go there, and we'll come to learn more about we're about to learn more about what the Angmarim want to do in Gloomingtarn when we get there, but well, for the time being, we just don't know. But still, we have learned a couple things, and that of course explains why Venko saw his dead brother. I don't remember if we get an explanation of what this artifact is and how it works exactly. Approaching the gate, you see a figure that cannot be. In case you're wondering. Once again, the watchful presence departs and you're alone. It didn't show any name, but as far as I remember, that was Amdir. You might remember him from well, the prologue, the prologue for Men and Beornings. But now I have a question about this, because if this figure was Amdir, what happens then if you do the level and experience of Before the Shadow and skip the prologue with Amdir altogether? What do you see then? That would be really interesting. Maybe we get to see... Well, I don't want to get into much spoilers of Before the Shadow just yet, because we're about to tackle that on the channel as well, but maybe you see one of the NPCs. That's something that I'm really curious to check too. What is wrong, Beriathan? What did you see? You tell Imák you recognize a figure from your past who could not possibly be there. I believe you, for I also saw someone impossible. I saw a dwarf woman named Anorta, who I knew during my captivity in Mordor. I escaped from the Black Land, but Anorta did not. She is dead. She could not be here, and yet I saw her standing just ahead, just as I remembered her. This time I saw my eldest brother Lekun, and he seemed just the same to me as he did in life. What did the watchful presence show to you, Beriathan? Who did you see? You tell Venko that you beheld a ranger named Amdir, who suffered a grievous corrupting injury from an Nazgul's blade when you adventured in Brilland. He nods solemnly. He is dead, or worse than dead. Then he cannot be here, and yet you saw him. There is some strange force at work in these mountains, but it is not the work of the Angmarim. It is something else. Oh, really? Ah! Interesting. I think I might know, but hopefully we'll get more answers on this soon. There is something about Gundabad that is affecting us in this fashion, Beriathan, but what it might be is beyond this Shellrook scan. I do not like it, and I do not trust it. I have no need for Imák's sense of smell to tell you the odor of this is foul. But for now, we should return to Durin and Prince Ingor and tell them of the Angmarim's efforts to use the Máltagar to break the wards on Gloomingtarn. Speak to me if you are ready, and we will hurry back to Máttugard. Well, at least the game is courteous enough that it gives you the time to not port you right away in case you still have things to do in Gloomingtarn. We lose some physical mastery while we gain some vitality. I think I can live with that. Let us away, and at once. Such riddles as these worrisome visions pose must wait until we have more time to ponder them and fewer urgent concerns. I think I remember what happened now.
The Longbeards are under attack! We must come to their aid!
In Myrgrain, alright. Yeah. We must reach Prince Ingor and Prince Durin. This way, my friends. Follow me. Hetmar, oh no. Beriathan, you have to protect the prince. He is in great danger. Tetmar leans back and closes his eyes, seeking relief from the pain. Tell Lekmund I forgive his death. It was never about the... There is no time to mourn, Beriathan. We must press on. Hurry. Tetmar, I'm gonna pay for this. Oh. Right behind you once again. Beriathan, the orcs launched this attack upon the Gavilaka while they were away, but I have not yet seen Gorgar among his warriors. He must be here somewhere. Let your companions remain here to fortify our defenses. I need you to come with me in search of the orc leader.
Come with me. We will find Gorgar and put an end to it.
Hope you're right. Right behind you, Prince Ingor. Oh, trolls. Great. Oh, come on. Up ahead.
Look! Up ahead!
Gorgar! Let us end this now!
My hammer thirsts for royal blood. Wait! Wait, my prince!
Stóthkell.
Stand aside, Forge Master.
Or are you gonna do it, Stóthkell?
I have nothing to fear from this pretender.
Where did you find that hammer, Orc? It is made of Mithril and is dirtied by your touch.
Is it now? Why then does it delight in the slaying of dwarves?
Oh, no.
Stóthkell! You will pay for this, Gorgar! You will pay with your life!
There is something about you, Princeling. What is it? Are you the same as I am?
What do you mean?
We are nothing alike, pretender.
I'd say this is message enough, boys. I will be back for you, Princeling, and my hammer will sing again. They are escaping. Shiruka, attack!
Alright, it'll take a while to come back. So, Bosi has also been attacked, but is he okay? I don't have much hope for Stóthkell, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's too late. Stóthkell is dead. Very interesting. Gorgar wielding a Mithril hammer. And Stóthkell, who knew what's going on, it seems cannot tell us what's going on.
1,000 curses upon you! Gorgar will pay for this attack, and he will pay in blood! Vengeance will have to wait, though it pains me to say so.
You must do something about our dead and wounded. Where is Book? We have need of your salves and poultices, your slings and bandages. Beriathan, find Book. Fire and flames, bugs and bother. Where is Book? There he is. Calm down. Yeah, we need to lick our wounds, but
I am here! I am here!
Gorgar will not escape retribution for this attack. But I fear we have sustained such losses that we may lack the fighters to hold the Son of Bulk responsible. No, that cannot be. It must not be. Take these salves and bandages and bring them to any dwarves who need them. So many dead, so many wounded. I hope this will be enough, but I fear it will not be. Book hands you a bundle of salves and bandages. Prince Durin refuses the bandage. I need it not, he insists. Too noble of you. Slackby! Are you okay? Slackby thanks you for the bandage, wincing at the pain in his leg. Bosi refuses the bandage. I am merely winded, he says. This Shaloka warrior is beyond hell. He is dead. He smiles weakly and gratefully accepts the bandage. Glowing, are you okay? He scowls and accepts the vast salve. I suppose I need this, he grumbles. Glowing thanks you for the bandage. What about you? Oh, poor Stóthkell. He accepts the bandage with a grateful smile. Too late for poor Stóthkell. Well, and all the other unnamed dwarves, but I didn't knew them.
Thank you for your quick action, friend.
This haste may yet save some of our wounded from succumbing to their injuries and joining the list of the slain. Lickmund, Stóthkell, Tethmar. Too many dead at Gorgar's command. Lickmund is dead too? Really?
Gorgar will pay for this. If not today, then on the morrow.
I'm still angry, Beriathan, do not mistake me. But my rage, once white hot, has cooled to a slow burning ember. I will not allow it to push me into recklessness. Gorgar will pay for this, if not today, then on the morrow. But you have a report for me from the Vale of Câr Bronach? Tell me what you learned there. I will not let Gorgar's attack divert or delay our plans, and I would know what you discovered. You tell Durin that Angmarim cultists intend to use an artifact they rescued from Barad Gúlaran during the fall of Angmar Reborn to break their wards on Gloomingtarn. Oh, during the fall of Angmar Reborn. That makes me thinking because as of right now we don't know exactly what those return to current doom instances will entail, but maybe it has to do with this, the fall of Angmar Reborn? Is that what we're gonna do? That would be interesting, really great. Break the wards on Gloomingtarn. That cannot be allowed. That place is sacred and must be protected from the cultists and Gorgar both. If you are willing, I ask you to go with Bossy of the Iron Garrison and put an end to that Angmarim mission. Slackby limps over and begs the prince's pardon. My prince, I hope you will forgive this interruption and grant me this boon. May I accompany Beriathan on this task? I mourn for Stóthkell, who perished at Gorgar's hand, and I wish to see to the safety of Gloomingtarn and the waking stone that lies within. It is what the Forge Master would want, and I desire to do right by his memory. Durin nods solemnly.
Aye, Slackby. Do this in memory of Stóthkell and honor him.
I will send Bossy to assist the two of you later. The Angmarim cannot be allowed to despoil the ground where my ancestor Durin first awoke. Keep them from staining Gloomingtarn with their steps or their foul magic, Beriathan. Thank you, my prince. Beriathan, the reason I must ask to accompany you brings me no joy, but I am grateful that you and the prince allow it. It should be the Forge Master Stóthkell who safeguards the Gloomingtarn, but he cannot, and I must do it in his stead. We will find the entrance to Gloomingtarn beyond the orc-infested cavern of Deepsgrave to the west. Let us journey there and see if the Warden ruins have kept the cultists from gaining entrance to that sacred site. We will, in just a moment, but first, well, we're gonna open this tracer, careful step and movement speed. Stop it with that. I don't want it, I don't need it. I'm also thinking now, as of the time of recording this too, we're really close to the first beta of the Warden changes, so maybe I should start saving these boxes because it seems there will be some changes to the traceries as well. So maybe if I save these boxes, it will give me a head start when the changes go live. Anyway, as you see here, we can technically now go to Deepsgrave, and from Deepsgrave we will enter to Gloomingtarn. We saw that entrance before, but before we go to Gloomingtarn,
Our need is dire.
let us actually go to the Zidir-nesad, because there are two different jewels that we can gather, and I think we can leave the Jewel of Masal. We can leave the Jewel of Masal be for the time being. That jewel is in the Pit of Stonejaws, and we'll get a chance of going to the Pit of Stonejaws at some point in the future. But before we go to Gloomingtarn, I think we should be doing the Jewel of Amat in Câr Bronach. So that's what we're gonna do. In any case, we're gonna advance both quests so that we can get the Jewel of Masal next time we go back to Stonejaws. I have learned of a clue to the location of the sacred Jewel of Masal. Its name has been found inscribed upon a plaque within the Pit of Stonejaws. Many have searched, but no one knows what the plaque means or where the jewel is located. I ask you to try your hand at locating the jewel, my friend. I will do so when I get there. The sacred Jewel of Amat has been found upon the Drearspire guarded by the evil sorcerer, Oldcrith. I ask you to retrieve it, if you can survive his evil magic, and wrest the gem from him. That we can do, and for that, that's why we need it. Why the milestone at Grumakath is more convenient than Leistat. Wait a second before I forget. Oh my god, thank you for that. Leistat. We gotta get that master. Now that we are here at long last. The Quartermaster.
You are welcome among us, friend.
Master at Leistat. No, I already have it. Oh my god, I forgot to add it to my... That can't be. Yeah, I forgot to add it to my quick slots. All this time that I was complaining about not having this master, and it was right there. No, that cannot be. That's one of the stupidest mistakes I've made on this channel, and I've made a lot. But I think this one takes the cake. This is ridiculous. but that's also what you get for taking breaks in between your gaming sessions, I guess.
We have come too far to turn back now.
I think this was the last set of the Wicked Daggers. Yep, that's true. So we need to go to the Drearspire once again. My god, I feel so terrible with myself. I mean, all in all, it wasn't that bad. But, I mean, what other use we have for this master now? None that I can remember, so... I mean, first of all, I'm not sure why we got another travel skill to late stat when Câr Bronach is one of the shorter areas in Gundabad, and there's really not a lot in late stat that would warrant a master in my opinion. On top of that, there is not even a quarter master in there. I don't know, what's the point? That master had limited use to begin with, and we wasted it, in my opinion, so well. Ah god, nothing we can do that we can do now about that. Now, well, before I forget, there's something else. Because these morale and power pots are for the 120 cap. We have outlived that now. We have here the Gundabad ones. The ones that we should be using. We have a full stack of power essences. We just need to get a couple more Athelas essences. So hopefully that will come soon. Yeah, here we have one. Well, what a great picture of the Drearspire this is. Maybe I should have taken a couple more of this kind of screenshots last time we were here. But now that we're approaching the place again, let's take the chance to take some more pictures before we get so close that we lose perspective of it. Now, where is this sorcerer located? I think, if I remember correctly, he should be, of course, at the top tier of the Drearspire on the outside. We don't need to re-enter the tower, but we do need to get our way to the top. And with so many Angmarims here, we gotta fight a little bit. But still gotta keep an eye on the debuffs and the like. Maybe that will be enough to take care of some of these guys. Yeah, he's on top. Come on. For God's sake, stop it. Thank you. Yeah, it's gotta be on top. Let us continue climbing up. These guys. Ah, yeah. Yeah, you remember I also wonder what that spot was all about on the last episode. There was some sort of horn, the kind that we use every time we need to summon a boss. And that's it. Well, we have our answer now. Actually need to clear this space and summon the boss. The Jewel of Amat is encased within an evil barrier, so we need to summon Ulkrith, which we will do in just a moment. But first, let's take a quick look at the jewel. Inside the barrier, let us summon this guy. The sorcerer approaches. Ha! What foolish pest has sensed the Drearspire in this day? Haven't you heard of me? I'm hurt. Defeated Ulkrith, and with these we can take the Jewel of Amat. Couple pictures of the jewel before we take it and leave this place for good. Add the jewel to the throne. That's what we're gonna do. Once again, I think I also discussed this with you, but according to the wiki, I have not done that myself, and I don't intend to, but according to the wiki, if you have more than one jewel that needs to be added to the throne, they will be all added at once when you use the throne, and I don't like that. I actually like seeing the jewels be added one by one, and that is also the reason why I'm completing these quests one by one. It does give a nice sense of progression when you see the throne being rebuilt step by step. It makes it feel more rewarding that way, in my opinion, so that's what we're doing. So, as you see, the Jewel of Amat, it's gonna be the top one. That's great. We're gonna get added the Jewel of Amat to the Throne of Zidir-nesad. There you go. 3 out of 7. Making good progress here.
Durin's folk shall endure, as we always have.
Thank you for braving the fell sorceries of the Angmarim cultists at the Drearspire, for without such courage, you could not have recovered the Jewel of Amat. The violet light of this stone dances upon the walls and fills me with the need to keep it from harm, and why should it not? The Jewel of Amat symbolizes compulsion, but I dare say that it is not always a negative force. Why? I declare that compulsion can also be a force for good. Consider the drive of the Dwarves, who will not rest until the mountain home has been fully reclaimed. In the light of the Jewel of Amat, I say that is a positive good, and should be celebrated. Thank you again, my friend. Perfect. 3 out of 7. Good progress in here. Gloomingtarn, I think it also has some deeds that are a little bit annoying to grind, from what I remember, but it also has a couple that are really easy to complete. So it evens out in the end. Now we're gonna go to Deepsgrave and look for the passage to Gloomingtarn. And now that we are finally headed to Gloomingtarn, we can take the quest from the scout that has been teasing us for the longest time. It should be in here too. There he is.
Have you a moment?
Hail, Beriathan. I have come bearing a message on behalf of the Lord Master Spal. He humbly requests your presence at Zaram-mekhem, the ancient Tarn Gate, to aid him in his survey of Gloomingtarn. In addition, Lord Hermat Stormhammer has led an expedition into the ancient cavern, charged with securing Gloomingtarn and making safe the way to the Cloven Gap of Mount Gundabad. If you wish to aid them, you must navigate the Deepsgrave. When you have traveled as far west as you're able, you will find Zaram-mekhem, the secret threshold of Gloomingtarn. So we have discussed this messenger a little bit before. Basically, since the quests of Câr Bronach stopped suddenly when Gundabad was released, I think this messenger was added as a way of getting the players back on track. Like, well, you don't have anything else to do in Câr Bronach, but now you can do this. That on one hand, and on the other hand, well, since Gloomingtarn, you get to Gloomingtarn from Deepsgrave, that I think that might have also confused some players. So that, of course, is also a way of telling them, well, you gotta backtrack a little bit to get where you need to be. So let us point you in the right direction. It's of course just a feeling. We don't have any way of confirming my suspicions, but I think it's safe to say that's what. Yeah, I think this is the place. I think climbing these stairs, we should get to Gloomingtarn. It's been a long while, but I think that's it. Alright. Now entering Gloomingtarn, yeah. Gloomingtarn is also one of the best looking areas in Gundabad, in my opinion. Gloomingtarn and Stonjos are jaw-dropping. Really, really impressive. Slackby grimly observes the runestone wards at the entrance to Gloomingtarn.
I fear we may be too late.
Beriathan, examine the Warden runes and tell me what you see. These runes, you mean? You did. The Cradle of Durin, Zaram-mekhem. Let's check the deed really quick. 6 locations that we need to explore. That's simple enough. Some 1 edge further lies upon this rune. Now it feels inert, robbed of power. The rune's power has been drained by specific lines, carefully etched. I guess runekeepers would have a better understanding of how this works exactly. Which is a nice detail, actually. Of world building, in my opinion, but yeah, I don't get it too much. How the runes are doing this. Of course, it's some way of magic, but it's the kind of magic that runekeepers are most familiar with, not a warden.
It is as I feared.
It is as I feared. They have somehow modified the runes, sapping them of their power. They are now only ordinary stones, and Gloomingtarn lies open to the cultists, that they may walk where they will and spoil what they wish. We must follow them inside and teach them they are not welcome. Let us enact the vengeance of Stóthkell, and of all the dwarves who revere this place upon the intruders. And here we have Spal. We can also talk to him.
What news do you bring?
I almost didn't hear you, Beriathan. As you'll soon learn for yourself, there are strange echoes in this place. Strange, indeed. It seems I was perhaps misinformed of the state of things in Gloomingtarn. I arrived quite prepared to survey the sacred tarn as it was tasked of me by Prince Durin himself. but I did not expect my studies to be hindered by orcs and wicked men of all things. No matter, I shall press on, as I always do.
What news do you bring?
It seems I had even more reason to send word to you than I first thought, Beriathan. Do you see these runes, my friend? They read, "All must depart except the eldest house. Death awaits the unwelcome." Not the most inviting, and for good reason. See what happens when some wicked men render them powerless? Hersek tells me that the orcs' encampment lies directly in our path, or at least right beside it. As I am certain one as well informed as you will have heard, Hersek's grandfather, Lord Hermat Stormhammer, has led an expedition into Gloomingtarn. Although it was said to have faced orcish resistance upon passing through Zaram-mekhem, the Gavilaka was able to secure a foothold deeper within the hallowed caverns, and an old overlook known as Watcher's Roost. That is where I wish to go, my friend, and now that you have come, perhaps Hersek will finally allow me to begin my studies. We have unlocked an idiot, first of all. Quests of Gloomingtarn we need to do 25. This is also a really short area because there was a quest line in Gloomingtarn that was unfinished at release that was added with the missing quests of Câr Bronach as well.
Aye.
I must thank you for coming as soon as you did, Beriathan. I have found myself in a bit of a bind. When my grandfather sent me to escort a new arrival to Watcher's Roost, I expected to find a capable warrior, not a lore master of the Lonely Mountain. I mean him no insult, but a journey through the Ironfold is a much different task than the reclamation of the mountain home. I have no doubt that Spall means well, but as Prince Durin himself knows, the situation in Gloomingtarn is far more dire than we had hoped. The Warden ruins were sapped of their ancient power by some fell artifact of Angmar, and without their protection, the orcs and some wicked men of the Iron Crown have invaded Gloomingtarn. Although we overcame the orcs in our first encounter with them on our way to Watcher's Roost, they have bolstered their numbers from the Deepsgrave and made camp at Drukala. I am capable enough of escorting Spall on my own, but without some sort of distraction, I fear we will be waylaid by the orcs before we reach our destination. As you might expect, Spall and I each have our own ideas of what might prove most effective in repelling the orcs from Gloomingtarn. If you would combat the orcs at Drukala, I shall escort Spall and see that he can begin his studies in earnest at Watcher's Roost. And when you have finished with the orcs, you should follow the thoroughfare and join us at the Roost. It is quite a sight to see, my friend.
Yes?
For my part, I have heard tale that the orcs have come to revere one of Gorgar's lieutenants, Hatnak, and now call him Cursebreaker. It is no secret that it was a weapon of the Iron Crown that overpowered the Warden runes, but somehow this orc has convinced his ilk out of the Deepsgrave that it was by his own hand that the orcs might now run rampant through the hallowed caverns of Mount Gundabad. Before we arrived in Gloomingtarn, Hatnak must have commanded his sappers to destroy one of the clusters of columns and in so doing, topple one of the ancient echo horns. During our first encounter, it was struck by an errant axe, and the sound it made drove many of the orcs mad. Alas, the orcs regrouped after the battle and Hatnak surely leads them at once more. If he desires to keep his newfound title, Hatnak will not shy from battle this time. Find the toppled echo horn along the thoroughfare and strike it. Do away with this Cursebreaker before he can lead more of his kind into Gloomingtarn.
Long live Thorin Stonehelm! Long live Durin Stonehelmson!
So Hersek will escort me to Watcher's Roost? That is excellent news. As for these orcs, I have noticed that they have found some means to alter the alignment of the ancient echo horns, the Ugrur Melak, as they were so named in the tongue of my ancestors. It is said that they once channeled the very acoustics of these caverns into a deep reverberating resonance. According to the lore I have studied, it was also rumored that they were possessed of some enchantment from the elder days. Alas, I have seen no such evidence with my own eyes. However, Hersek tells me the orcs have made no attempt to attack Watcher's Roost. Perhaps it is merely coincidence and they fear the warriors of the Gavilaka stationed there, but I do not think that is all that is happening. Many of the echo horns still lie undisturbed at the old overlook, and I think many of the orcs fear to draw any nearer to them. I spotted several echo horns around the orcs' encampment and along the thoroughfare through Gloomingtarn. With one of the Ugrur Melak destroyed, we will have to realign the remaining echo horns to capture the resonance, but I am confident it will drive off the orcs, at least for a time. I am certain you can figure it out, Beriathan. I hope to see you at Watcher's Roost. Alright, we have here some explanation of what the horns are and what we need to do, and we are ready to get moving into Gloomingtarn, but as you can see, that is something that will have to wait until the next one. For the time being though, thank you so much for watching this episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.